Jailbreaking news with GzTronix.
Hey guys, GzTronix here, and I have some really cool topics to share with you this week in regards to iOS and jailbreak news. Right after this. So a container full of packaging materials claiming to be Apple's new smartphone revealed that it is gonna be called iPhone 5C. Person by the name of Mako Takara found the photo on We iPhone forums. It's unclear if it's real or not, but the packaging, it seems to be larger than Apple's recent devices. iLounge has already predicted that the iPhone 5C will be the name of Apple's new low-cost smartphone. They also said it'll be made from plastic and it's going to be a cross between an iPhone 5, a 5th generation iPod Touch, and an iPod Classic. They said that it'll have a 4-inch screen and the back is going to be similar to a 5th generation iPod Touch and the shape is going to be similar to an iPod Classic. An image has also surfaced on the Chinese site Weibo.com which shows the rumored low-cost iPhone with FCC markings on its rear shell. Rumor has it that Apple is releasing 2 new iPhone devices on September 6th. So do you want to feel like you're part of Men in Black? Having your phone open up to only your fingerprints? Well, if the rumors are true, of the next generation iPhone having a fingerprint sensor seem to be more valid, as iOS 7 Beta 4 has a new folder called Biometric Kit UI. Along with that, additional code fragments have been found to support that rumor. So I guess now we will be able to open our phones with just our fingerprints. No more needing to enter codes or anything. But watch out for your thumbs or fingers. Next thing you know, thieves might be cutting that off and taking it with them just so they can open up your phone and do whatever else they do. But getting back to the thing, a person by the name of Hamza Sood tweeted the folder along with code fragments that point to a user being able to swipe the fingerprint sensor on the iPhone's home button. And according to sources, the user interface to the fingerprint scanning system is complete. So the next generation iPhone is rumored to have an improved camera system, upgraded processor, fingerprint scanner, and more, making it a nice S upgrade if that turns out to be true. Here I have a list of features in iOS 7 Beta 4 to share with you to let you know what's new. Let's start out with the lock screen. Number 1, they have a new chevron arrow, or what I like to call greater than arrow, added to the lock screen in front of the slide to unlock. Next, changing the lock screen background now previews on the lock screen. Next, control center pull-up indicator is now just a line. Same with the notification center, the pull-down indicator is also just a line. Next, we'll move on to, if you tap on the lock screen, it'll cause a sideward bounce, which pretty much is prompting the user to slide to unlock before you can actually use the phone. Next, changing the lock screen wallpaper will preview the wallpaper before the lock screen. Let's move into the camera app. Number 1, they removed the HDR overlay in the camera app. Number 2, they added live camera filters for iPhone 4S users. So those of you that like to use the live camera filters for fun stuff, well, now they gave it to you. Next, let's move on to the autofocus. The little square that pops up when you autofocus is now orange rather than green. I don't know why they changed it. I mean, I was happy with the green, but if anything, if we don't like it, we just email them back, say, hey, change it back. Anyway, let's moving on. We got summarize option in photos and camera setting to make the views for photo collections more compact. Next, picture previews aren't negative anymore. Moving into the phone app, we have number 1, new tweaked dialer call buttons, as you see. Number 2, tweaked answer phone buttons. Number 3, you can now disable or enable contact photos in favorites. Getting into the music app, you can now shuffle artist songs. Number 2, playlist download all button is back. Let's move on to the mainframe springboard. Number 1, folders now have a better and proper color to match the wallpaper. That was my phone. Number 2, we have multitasking previews, which are now live and they're not just a static image. Moving into the Mail app, the PDFs look different in the Mail app. Next, the gradient on the Mail and Weather and Safari icons gradient are more subtle. Now moving into the Messages app, you only get to see the first letter of the last person's last name in the Messaging app. Getting onto the Notification Center, we have a completed uploads in the settings for Notification Center. Next, tabs are now capitalized. Number 3, you can now swipe between panels in Notification Center. It looks a lot like Jailbreak stuff. Moving into the Game Center settings are now accessible. You can forfeit or delete Game Center challenges within Game Center. That's great for a lot of you people that play games. Moving into the Maps app, we have number 1, frequent locations that can be used to improve Apple Maps. History of frequent locations is also shown differently now. Number 2, drive time now displayed under the blue car when selecting a location. I think that's going to be a bit more helpful to us that use the navigation app a lot. And overall, in general, you'll see a dramatically improved response time. The animations are going to be much shorter and snappier. You will see Spotlight tweaked and the cancel button in search fields now. Accessibility improvements with bold text. In a selectable list, the options are now centered. Apps that use camera now use the iOS 7 camera. Caps lock icons and shift icons are a bit tweaked. Siri Q&A questions when pressing the question mark icon in Siri. The back button during setup says back instead of previous screen. New iPad 2x icons when viewing iPhone apps on iPad screens. Do we have a new 2x icon? I didn't even realize that. Anyway, minor Safari UI tweaks, website without a favicon, show a Safari logo, new AirPlay icons, slight newsstand UI tweaks. You can now select a sound for AirDrop alerts. Compass calibrations are now faster. Screen brightness changes when closing Passbook. Few new icons in Settings app. We also have snooze during alarms. Says tap to snooze instead of just snooze. Search and Reminders app. Next we have App Store opens in last section you are visiting instead of the default feature tab. We have Grabbers, which have a new look. The tab that comes up in Notification Center when you're full screen or watching a video. Improved algorithms for detecting which font to display depending on a wallpaper. Second hand on a clock is now active, so you'll actually see it moving around. And then just pretty much some numerous crashes that have been fixed in iOS 7, including the one where recently there have been a lot of people that have been getting, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, 2 people reportedly in China that have been shocked by using a third-party charger. And 2 researchers here in the United States have found a virus that can be put into that when you connect your phone. It will cause your phone to be hacked. So they have fixed a lot of those type of issues in iOS 7, which will prevent your phone from being hacked by unauthorized people that you don't want, because your phone can be completely taken over in the sense of phone calls can be monitored. Not that it already is. But your credit card data can be stolen straight from your phone without you even knowing it. And a lot of your other private data, emails and stuff can be taken. Any text messages you send can be seen. So a lot of that bug fixes has been fixed in iOS 7 thanks to those 2 researchers. As far as that goes, that's everything I've found out so far. But as new things get added, I will update you guys. I'm personally very pumped up for iOS 7. If you are, let me know in the comment section below of what feature you are excited for most. The rumored iPad 5's rear shell has been leaked by Fanatic Phone that shows the upcoming device's rear shell. The iPad 5's dimensions are 24 by 16.8 centimeters and weighs only 3.5 ounces. That's definitely shorter and lighter than other tablets out there, and this adds more fuel to the fire, as earlier an analyst predicted that Apple would release an updated iPad, in this case, the iPad 5, if that's what they call it, in September, alongside a new iPhone 5S and a low-cost iPhone. Speaking of the low-cost iPhone, I have an image here which is said to be part of the new low-cost iPhone, or iPhone 5C as it might be called. It may come with the same 8-megapixel camera found in the current iPhone 5. It will use pretty much the same parts as the iPhone 5, but in cheap polycarbonate shell that will be offered in colors. It's supposedly going to cost between $450 and $550. That's all I have for you guys this week, but don't forget to check out my other videos and look out for my videos every Friday. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Again, this is GzTronix, and I will catch you guys later.
Please click on me to subscribe and don't forget to like the video.